Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are looking at something absolutely fascinating. We're taking a deep dive into an ancient yogic premise with a seriously wild core idea. The idea is that the ultimate secret to stability, prosperity, and even spiritual awakening doesn't actually lie up in our minds. Nope, it lies at the very bottom of our bodies. We are talking about the soles of our feet. I know, it sounds completely counterintuitive, right? But the source material we're unpacking today makes a really compelling case that we have basically been ignoring our greatest foundation. So I want you to genuinely think about this for a second. What if the lowest part of your body is actually the gateway to your destiny? Have you ever truly really felt the soles of your feet? In our modern, super fast-paced world, we're constantly wearing shoes or walking on solid concrete, and we are just completely disconnected from the ground beneath us. Think about it. Our feet carry our entire physical weight every single day, yet they're arguably the most ignored part of our entire anatomy. But what if reestablishing that lost connection could fundamentally change your life? Okay, let's dive right into this by looking at a pretty powerful story detailed in our source material. It follows a guy named Arav. Now, Arav wasn't born a mystic or anything like that. He was just an ordinary guy, really struggling with a lack of direction, tons of anxiety, and this deep, lingering sense of unease. He felt like he was missing out on some crucial secret to life. Well, one day, he crosses paths with a wandering sadhu, a holy man who just radiated this incredible sense of peace. Desperate for some answers, Arav asks the sadhu for the secret to life. And the sadhu? He just smiles and drops this profound piece of advice. Know your feet, and you will know everything. Now, to really understand what the sadhu meant there, we have to look at how this specific yogic tradition views human anatomy. To them, it's not just about bones and muscles, it's an entire energy system. The source material explains that the soles of our feet contain thousands of microscopic nerve endings. And crucially, ancient texts claim that these nerves act as direct, physical conduits to the Muladhara chakra, or the root chakra. This is quite literally the body's foundational energy center. It governs your sense of stability, your security, and even the flow of wealth. According to this tradition, when you are physically disconnected from the earth, this chakra gets totally imbalanced, and that leads to fear and struggle. But by activating your soles, you're opening a vital gateway for the earth's living energy to enter and ground you. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what happened to Arav. His transformation was like night and day. Initially, as we know, he was deeply anxious, totally directionless, struggling with a mindset of lack, and constantly terrified of the future. But after he took the sadhu's advice to heart and focused his awareness entirely on the soles of his feet, the shift is just striking. He became incredibly grounded. He developed immense mental clarity, an unshakable confidence, and get this, he started magnetically attracting new opportunities and people right into his life. The shift wasn't just in his head, it actually manifested in his day-to-day reality. So, how exactly did this massive transformation happen? Well, our source lays out this specific, really fascinating 21-day chronological timeline of Arav's practice. It started simply enough. On day 1, he just washed his feet and massaged them with ghee, feeling pretty ordinary. But as the week progressed to day 7, while he was meditating, he felt this unusual, distinct heat activating right in his soles, literally like an energy was waking up down there. Fast forward to the second week, and the physical practice started creating real-world shifts. His thoughts cleared up, and sudden new life opportunities and this confident energy just emerged out of nowhere. Finally, hitting that 21-day mark brought the climax. While sitting in meditation, he experienced a powerful rush of energy shooting from his soles straight up his spine. His body felt completely light, his breathing deepened, and tears of profound emotional release simply started flowing. The results sound absolutely incredible, right? But the source emphasizes heavily that this isn't magic, it's a discipline. So are you ready to see how it's actually done? The sadhu provided an exact 4-step methodology. Step 1 is the nightly routine. Right before bed, wash your feet, dry them, and massage the soles slowly with ghee, which is a type of clarified butter, to calm the mind down. Step 2 is barefoot walking. Spend 10 to 15 minutes every single day walking barefoot on natural earth, like grass or dirt, definitely not concrete, and do it with total awareness. Step 3 is intention setting. As you touch your soles, clearly affirm to yourself, I am connected, I am stable. And step 4, which is absolutely crucial, is the 21-day rule. This practice must be completely unbroken for 21 days for the energy to truly stabilize in your body. Also, during that nightly ghee massage, the practice involves a very specific intention to consciously connect with the earth's energy. As you're massaging your soles, the source suggests repeating a specific mantra, Om Pratvimata Namah, which translates to Salutations to Mother Earth. It's entirely designed to shift your mindset from just mechanically rubbing your feet to actively honoring the ground that literally supports you. It turns a basic physical action into a deeply meditative connection. Now, after completing those initial 21 days, Arav reported experiencing phenomena that go way beyond just feeling relaxed. The source material lists a few very specific outcomes. First, heightened physical sensations, where he claimed he could actually feel the Earth's vibration and temperature responding to him. Second, significantly increased intuition. Thoughts would just pop into his head that would soon manifest in reality, almost like glimpses of future events. And third, he developed this magnetic presence. Villagers who used to completely ignore him suddenly sought his company and his guidance, drawn to this newfound unshakable stability he had. Of course, it's important to frame these as claims of heightened yogic senses according to the text, but it really highlights how deeply this tradition links physical grounding to your mental and social presence. But look, the journey wasn't perfectly smooth the whole way through. As Arav went deeper into the practice, he hit what the source calls the ultimate test. One night during his meditation, an inexplicable, completely terrifying fear suddenly gripped him. His body shook violently, and he honestly just wanted to quit right there. But he remembered his guru's warning. When true energy awakens, deeply buried old fears are basically forced right out of the body. So instead of running away, Arav sat right through the terror. As that fear finally dissipated, he felt roots growing from his soles deep into the earth, while light entered from above. He had successfully become a bridge between the earth and the cosmos. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how this tradition breaks down the advanced evolution of this practice. Because once you pass that initial 21-day threshold, there is a much more intense 3-stage regimen meant to actually turn a practitioner into a true yogi. It starts off with a 3-day purification stage, which focuses heavily on a pure diet and eliminating anger, right alongside that nightly ghee massage. Then you move into a 9-day awakening stage, which involves barefoot walking and chanting a brand new mantra, Om Bhumyai Namah, 108 times. And finally, the control stage lasts for another 9 days, where deep meditation is used to consciously and actively channel all that gathered energy straight up the spine. Completing this advanced practice leads to a stage known as Siddhi, which basically means spiritual power. According to the source material we're exploring, this is a massive, pivotal shift. It's the exact moment where the practitioner is no longer just passively receiving grounding energy from the earth. They actually learn to consciously direct it. The text shares a really beautiful anecdote where Arav uses this Siddhi. A desperate, highly anxious villager comes to him for help. Arav doesn't perform some big magic trick. He simply sits near the man, places his fully awakened feet firmly on the ground, and actively transfers his own cultivated stability. And the villager? He immediately feels this profound, totally unexplainable peace wash over him. As we near the end of Arav's story, his guru calls him back for one final, deeply philosophical realization. See, Arav thought all the power was literally in his feet, but the guru explains that focusing on the soles is merely a gateway. The act of bringing your attention to the very lowest part of your body is actually a profound method to defeat the human ego. By bowing down to your own feet, you erase the boundary between high and low, between yourself and the earth. The ultimate revelation of this yogic science is that you aren't just connecting to the universe. You are already the entire universe. You are already whole. And that brings us to the most important question for you. Tonight, when your feet touch the floor, is it just going to be another step, or could it be the beginning of your greatest journey? Whether you view this all as a literal energy transfer or just a really powerful mindfulness practice to help ground yourself in a chaotic world, the core wisdom is super clear. By paying attention to the foundation that supports you every single day, you just might unlock a level of stability and clarity you never knew was possible. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. Keep exploring, stay curious, and I'll catch you